All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is, wherever you are. Welcome on in to Speed Gaming Live 2022. Link to the past randomizer spoiler tournament action. We have shadyforce versus Vortex of Doom in the winners bracket of this double elimination tournament here. Already in progress. Looks like we are starting off pretty hot here. We've got the hook shot, flippers, a hammer in waterfall, and a sword already. My name is Westside Vandal with you on commentary here. Thank you to Kanto, I hope I'm saying that right, for tracking for us on this race. Morning. All right. Two very good runners, very good at their craft, going head to head here in this spoiler mode. These runners, the King Zora with the Book of Medora. That would imply that that's either easier access to desert than the flute, or there is something on one or both of the tablets. But yeah, a required Book of Medora on the King of Scams. Good gracious. Apologies for the hot start, but these things happen sometimes when you're running a series of streaming networks and trying to restream as much of the many tournaments that Speed Gaming Live 2022 has on tap to offer. And it does look like that Book of Medora is our easy access to desert, which is a pendant. So, oh no, what devilry is this seed? This is already entertaining. We need the please ignore the mode command. This is a spoiler race here, and it looks like we are heading straight for Desert Ledge. Which, I mean, when it's your moon pearl, yeah, about that. Oh man. Yeah, you know, farm up 500 rupees, grab the Book of Medora off of Zora, and get your moon pearl off of Desert Ledge. Good gracious. Apparently we missed the glove in our start as well because Vortex of Doom heading to Dark World. And heading immediately for the location sometimes known as Hype Cave, where we find our titans. Bottle with a fairy, 50 rupees, blue boomerang, and a heart container. All fairly worthy of a couple seconds to pick up, if I do say so myself. Alright. Speed Gaming main with a 92 person raid. Welcome on in to Link to the Past randomizer action here. Hope you enjoyed the Super Mario Odyssey Bingo matchup that was playing on the main channel. We are just underway here in this spoiler mode race. A fairly loaded start to the seeds so far. We had to gather all of the prerequisites to go to the King of Scams, Zora. Pay him 500 rupees for the Book of Medora, which luckily the Book of Medora was waterproof. because we needed to open up desert to grab the moon pearl off of desert ledge. Mire on Stumpy. And this is one of those seeds where you're just kind of grateful it's a spoiler seed, because indeed. All right. Our tracker with the info in chat. This is spoiler open. As mentioned, both runners had 15 minutes to study the full spoiler log for this seed and plan out their route. Getting the Master Sword out of C-shaped house there. And the Tempered Sword out of Thieves Town. Which is one of our crystals. So I do believe we are going to be seeing this dungeon completed here for our first crystal at about the roughly 12-minute mark, given how much more we have to run through here. From what we've seen of the race so far, both runners fairly close together in execution, which is to be expected for runners of this caliber in a mode like this. And of course, as I say that, Shadyforce immediately takes a death and has to use that fairy in a bottle. I mean, if you're gonna take a death, front of Thieves Town is probably the better place to do it in this particular situation, as opposed to say coming up here in the cricket room. A fairly low health start. Yeah, three heart green mail Thieves Town is not something you want to do if you can absolutely help it. Unfortunately, it does look like this seed kind of wants you to take the plunge, as it were. Luckily, it doesn't look like we need the attic chest for anything, because those crickets were just kind of bunched up around that chest, and 2-hit KO at our current armor and health levels. We do have tempered, so that kind of helps clear the way for our runners here. We also have multiple options to stun the hook shot and the blue boomerang. All right. Just grabbing the maiden here and heading directly for the boss fight. Did grab the blue cane there. A nice safety item, especially in the upcoming fight if we get off script. Because blind is a 2-hit KO. But Vortex of Doom, staying cool, staying collected, staying on script from the looks of things. Slightly off, but does get the kill in. Shadyforce opting not to collect the Cane of Berna. And coming into the blind fight right as Vortex is going to be leaving it here. Right, there we go. Alrighty. I just realized. There we go. vortexofdoom now picking up the cape. So, yet more safety, and yet more safety with a nice full heart container right there for the taking in Thieves' Hideout. Spoiler log divergence here, as shadyforce is opening up the dam, whereas vortexofdoom decided to check out the Lost Woods and Skullwood. Fire Rod in the pinball room of Skull Woods. I mean, I'm sure they looked at the pedestal text on the spoiler log to answer our question in chat. It's like shadyforce gonna investigate Swamp here. vortexofdoom not too far behind. Vortex also already has that fire rod in the back pocket because he decided to grab that from Skullwood before coming down this direction. Fergus in chat pointing out Vortex might have grabbed that fire rod to do Ice Palace as potential next play after this, which is a very, very good call. That would speak to Bombos being somewhere rather annoying to get to, which for this team to be saying something, considering how much of a linear path we had to tread to get that Moon Pearl off of Desert Ledge. Force with the nice Cane of Samaria diver down there, which I completely missed where Samaria was. Hello. At any rate, into left side swamp. This seed making you go to a lot of the just annoying out of the way checks. That is a flute, which we are going to need because we do need to do Misery Mire. All right. I'm not too far behind in getting the flute here. See if those extra safeties play off. Maybe we'll pick up the fire rod while activating the flute, then just flute to Ice Palace. This is a good call by Oro. That is another way to route this particular combination of items. And that is Ether, which is what we need to get into Misery Mire. Vortex heading back into the left. Oh, didn't grab. It needs a small key. A bit of a misplay there by vortexofdoom. Hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt them. Oh, there we go. And I do see somebody pointing out in chat a location. We do have rather easy access to the spoiler log for this feed. However, we, at least the way I commentate, we generally tend not to reveal where item locations are ahead of time. But different, different folks. As we continue through Swamp here, Shady's taking care of business and taking out Argus. Save and quit to Sanctuary, and yep, this does look like it is going to be grabbing that fire rod while activating the flute. Just a slight difference in routing philosophy between our runners here. Assuming vortexofdoom is just going to walk over to Ice Palace, our runner is probably going to arrive in the Ice Palace at about the same time. There is the flute activation for Shadyforce. So insert your favorite rhyming line using a bird and a word. Here, and off Shadyforce goes. Now, this is interesting. Shadyforce opting to go up Death Mountain instead of grabbing the ice, or the fire rod here. So looks like we have some items in the Death Mountain area to grab. Like specifically, we're heading for Dark Death Mountain first. Well, vortexofdoom, looks like we needed that Book of Medora for another reason, as there is an item of some import on Bombo's tablet. That is the bow! Hello! Alright then. Half magic in Super Bunny. And there is a nice little heart container for Shadyforce to put him on even footing with vortexofdoom, heart-wise. And out he goes. Looks like we're heading into Hookshot Cave now. And here comes Vortex activating his flute. The other bow is in Hookshot Cave. So some interesting divergences here, as we also get Lamp in Hookshot Cave. And Blue Mail. So I gotta say, I rather like the Hookshot Cave play for bow here, because that is a mail upgrade. And the lamp, so that you don't have to stumble through Misery Mire blindly. One of the harder dark room sequences in the game. And we continue to see some route divergence here, as vortexofdoom heading into Ice Palace, as we first assumed when they grabbed the fire rod out of Skull Woods. And Oro pointing out, if Shadyforce has decided to use Bombos as opposed to Fire Rod, he doesn't really need the Fire Rod, because Skull Woods, a pendant, and Turtle Rock also a pendant. So we don't need to do either of those bosses, and the only other time we need a Fire Rod specifically is for those two bosses. Anything else that I can think of right now can be handled with the lamp, which Shady Force has in his possession. Vortex of Doom, Icebreaker, nicely done. Shady Force, meanwhile, down to 1 heart here in his Misery Mire. And there's another heart for Vortex of Doom. Not too far out of the way, so good pickup. What is Vortex's Sprite? That is actually a good question. Well done. Nice little stair clip there by Vortex of Doom. Alright. Shady Force doing the cutscene chest here in Misery Mire. Vortex, meanwhile, heading towards the cold stair fight. This is a double elimination tournament, so the loser here will be sent to the loser's bracket. Will not be done yet, but we'll have a slightly more difficult road as Vortex of Doom takes a death to cold stare, but fortunately still has that fairy. Oh! Ho, 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 ho. Woo! The kill for Vortex of Doom. A little dicey, but got there in the end. I'll plan to empty the bottle. And fill it right back up with, I'm assuming, a blue potion. Yep, there we go. Shady Force. Whoop. 1 heart. Heading towards Misery Mire here, the Vitreous fight here. Does have half magic, but no invincibility items to use the half magic on. Okay. Vortex of Doom, meanwhile, heading into Misery Mire. 1 heart Vidi fight. Whew. Yeah, the Burna might have been handy here. The Cape also could have come in handy, which is just sitting in the mushroom spot in the Lost Woods. Where Shady still has not gone near, and that is a death to Vitreous. And unfortunately, as you can probably tell by the extended pause here, that heralds a forfeit from Shadyforce. So Vortex of Doom is going to be advancing as long as he finishes the seed. But then again, with spoiler mode having a bit more relaxed rule set about knowing where your opponent is, I would assume Vortex of Doom is going to be aware of the fact that they can take a little bit of an easier route, take a few breaths if they need to. GG's to Shadyforce, who is in the chat. Who mentions that they had forgotten about Ice Palace needing either Bombos or Fire Rod, and also missed the bow off of Bombos. Honestly, with where that other bow was in Hookshot, I didn't mind that play, but and again, there's a reason why I am commentating and not participating. For those of you just tuning in, Shadyforce took an unfortunate death to Vitreous in Misery Mire, but also had a few execution missteps before that. And in a mode like Open Spoiler, execution missteps are lethal. Vortex continues to make tracks towards the Vitreous fight, as I am looking at the wrong window again. How about Vortex Doom is actually in the Vitreous fight? Vortex got burned out of the Thieves' Town Maiden chest, yep. Alright, so that's 4 crystals down for Vortex of Doom. And gonna be heading to the Palace of Darkness in the Eastern area. Gonna be able to back-to-back these dungeons. And then the rare moment where you get to do Tower of Hera as your last crystal. And then immediately Mire and open up Ganon's Tower. Yeah, we came into the seed a little bit late, and I did not look at the log, but from what we came in on, which was you guys, which was the runners doing the 7-step program to get their Moon Pearl off of Desert Ledge, this seed definitely required you to remember a lot of positions very early in the seed. we head further into Palace of Darkness here. Vortex just taking care of that mimic room. Hype to Stumpy to Village of Outcasts. Yeah, I can see either of those plays. Yeah, it was very interesting to see the divergence that was going on here. Because honestly, we were just assuming you were making some sort of play for Bombos. So, vanilla Palace of Darkness big key. Ugh. Seed's got jokes. Sword beam, please. Thank you. And it does look like we're going to be heading straight back for the boss. I mean, honestly, we are in go mode, so... Doom. Heading for the Helmassar King fight. One of the easier dark room segments here. Well, maybe not easier, but at least you have Fire Rod to mitigate some of it. Honestly, probably the most annoying part of it is that specific room. Alright. And into the Helmassar fight we go. Looks like Vortex got in a bomb throw there for the first bit of the fight. Helmassar did not appreciate that. Gets tail swipe in, but Vortex very quickly finishes the fight off. Receives 5th crystal, and gonna be heading for the 6th here shortly. We do have a lot of SpeedGaming Live adjacent action across the SpeedGaming family of networks here, including another spoiler mode race set to begin shortly after this one between Humbug and Zelgadisson. We have a total of 5 races, including this one, scheduled in the Link to the Past spoiler tournament today, most of which look like they have crews forming, so look forward to that across the Zelga vs. Humbug Act 2. Oh yeah, that's right! I forgot about that. Of course, Humbug, no stranger to rematches versus the same people in this tournament, as Humbug participated in a tie versus Telethar in the previous round of the bracket. Telethar will also be in action today in the losers bracket in a winner go home match. But apart from the Spoiler Open tournament, we do have plenty of other tournaments with action today across the SpeedGaming family of channels. So don't forget to hit that follow button on SpeedGaming 1 through 6, and apparently we might even be dusting off SpeedGaming 7 and SpeedGaming 8 the Ocho. So look forward to that as vortexofdoom into Eastern's back area here, well cleared, and gonna be heading for Armos Knights here. Yeah. And there is definitely something to be said for, you know, the having fun factor. You know, not worrying too much about your performance can oddly sometimes help your performance because, yeah. Yep, the tracker telling the story of the tie between Telethar and Humbug, who raced and routed so excellently in sync with each other. They finished the seed within 4 to 11 frames of each other, which is well within the range of human error and reaction times. So the admins did ask for a second race to be run, which, I mean, spoilers, obviously Humbug in the winner's bracket still, and Telethar in the loser's bracket. But if you have the time, go find that race VOD for the first race and check it out, because it was a very close race from start to finish, from what I've told. I haven't gotten around to actually watching it myself yet, but I saw all the hype across multiple communities, so I am trusting that it is worth the hype and hyping it up on air. All right, looks like vortexofdoom gonna go ahead and pick up some of the items on Dark Death Mountain here, so potentially half magic, maybe that heart container, and of course silvers on Hookshot Cave. Oh hey, Sanctuary Heart, nice. All right. Not quite gonna work there. There's our silvers for Vortex. Picking up the lamp here? Yep. And the extra heart and blue mail. All right. There's the SpeedGaming bot giving us the heads up on other action starting across the SpeedGaming series of networks right now. On SpeedGaming Portuguese, looks like we've got Super Mario World, 11 exit, and then Pokemon Red, 80% glitchless on SpeedGaming 2. We have not seen the boots this seed. I do not know where they are. I have not looked at the log. But they must have been in a very out-of-the-way location. Or, as speculated, they could be in Ganon's Tower. Either way, not worth the excursion to pick up. Well executed Harapot there, and vortexofdoom heading into the Moldorm fight. And Moldorm just taking out some aggression on shadyforce or on Vortex of Doom there. With the mid and just, you know, the middle hole too is just rude. All right. End of the line for Moldorm 1. That's going to be our 7th crystal. And Vortex Doom gonna be heading in to Ganon's Tower here shortly. We would play the Ganon's Tower Big Key guessing game, but with the spoiler log openly available and the location of the Big Key already openly discussed in chat, that wouldn't be very sporting. I don't know why being able to do Tower of Hera and then immediately Mire and open up Ganon's Tower feels so special to me, but here we are. Even better when Turtle Rock Tower of Hera, Ganon's Tower. Fair. The single arrow of destiny on the torch. Yeah, you can just stay there. We're good. Alrighty. Oh. The Vortex of Doom has the Ganon's Tower Big Key and 2 smalls. What is... Oh, he's answering the question of where are the boots? Which, gross. Yeah, Yeah, I'm not sure those boots needed to be grabbed. I mean... That split second of hesitation there probably killed any advantage the boots gave him, if we're being perfectly honest. Does give a little bit more safety to the gauntlet, but again, obviously a lot of different philosophies on this particular race scenario. Easily handles Landmo 2 there with those silvers. And now on to some of the more satisfying rooms in the game when pulled off correctly. Bonk. And... bonk. There we go. Nicely done. Now, I will say these 2 conveyor belt rooms that we just passed, those definitely make a good argument for picking up those boots. Those would be a little bit annoying to do without those boots. I will definitely grant you that. Alright. Up we go. Whoop. There we go. Grabs that final key there from the mini Moldorm, or not mini Moldorm, mini Helmisar, excuse me. Not even a mini Helmisar either. Moldorm 2. Not going to be as much of a problem as Moldorm 1 was. And to the Geometry Wars we go. Alright, let's see what our Aghanim 2 pattern has in store for us. Up. Alright, down goes Aga 2. We're off to the big pig fight. And into the pyramid we go. I mean, you kind of have to get closer to hit you with the sword a bunch of times, Ganon. And, you know, dash strats on Ganon, definitely a bit of a time saver. So, the more I remember about how much use the boots have in Ganon's Tower and the Ganon fight, the more I'm coming back around to, you know, maybe that wasn't so bad a pickup there. Friendly-ish warp pattern for phase 3 here. I would have given a very derisive chuckle if Ganon had decided to immediately prove me wrong there. He does not. Torch glitch was missed, however, half magic and silvers with one hit already in the books should be fine. Up. I think this should be it here. It is. And as long as Vortex survives the most dangerous 1x3 in all of Hyrule, we should be done here. Get your GGs out in chat for Vortex of Doom, who finishes with a time in-game of 52 minutes and 24 seconds. The racetime.gg time, since it includes the study time, is 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 27 seconds. I'll let you do the math on that one if you're so inclined. We are now joined by Vortex of Doom. GG's.
Yo, GG.
Alright. Just real quick, I am going to give a thank you to our tracker, Kanto, who is heading over to SpeedGaming 1 to track the race that will be starting over there shortly. And I'm pretty sure we'll be heading over to you as soon as we do a quick interview here. Welcome on in also to ShadyForce as well. GG's to the both of you.
Yo, GG Vortex.
Yo, GG Shitty. That was very close to being quite a disaster for me routing wise early. I didn't realize, or like I was like, okay, cool, I'll get the Bombos tablet sword, and I almost went to Swamp right after the Mire, and then was only there with would have only been there with Fighter Sword, and everything would have gotten thrown out of whack. But I like remembered just in time. So that was the big routing scare for me this one. It seemed very straightforward. It was a pretty straightforward seed overall, I thought.
That's interesting you say that, because I had fully intended to do the hype to Stumpy to the Village of Outcasts, but I actually thought it was a weird route, and maybe you wouldn't do it, because I think there's a lot of merit to just doing Swamp with the Fighter Sword, and then you get the flute, and then you activate the flute when you get to the village.
Mm-hmm.
And I also thought there was some merit to doing, what do you call it, Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave early, even if you don't have the flute for it, because you get a
Yeah.
ton of safeties that makes everything faster. So I
Yeah.
couldn't really decide the order of those three things.
It was definitely very, like, I saw that you were doing that, and I saw that you... Did you get the Bombos bow?
I forgot. I was intending to, but I forgot.
Okay. But I saw that you did that, and then I was like, well, you know, if everything pans out, I can save a bunch of time by not doing that. And I had, like, forgotten that I still needed the key from Diver Down in Swamp, so I did a little backtracking there, and I knew it was fairly close, and I also took the time to get the cape and heart around Skull.
Yeah.
But so I played it pretty risky, went to Cold Stare for the extra heart in the map chest, because I knew that if I didn't climb, I could afford the other safeties as long as I didn't die. But couple scary boss fights, and I saw that you were in a dicey situation somewhere in Mire, but then I had to focus on Cold Stare and Mire myself.
Yeah, I carried that one heart all the way to Vidi, and then I died with one eyeball left.
Oh no!
Yeah, you were giving me some heart palpitations on that one. Not gonna lie.
So the main mistake, I had a dumb save and quit to the wrong spot. I started going towards my what do you call it, mini Moldarm cave without the flippers. Okay. So that's how I lost 20 seconds to you at the start, and then I was trying to catch up, but like you weren't doing much wrong, so it was hard. But my main mistake was not realizing I needed the fire rod for Ice Palace. I spent a full 3 minutes rooting in the seed, trying to verify that I don't need the fire rod. And I was looking everywhere. I was looking in GT. I looked in Turtle Rock. I checked the fire sources requirements, but I forgot to check the melting sources requirements, so I didn't pick it up.
Technically, you don't need it, but
well, the Bombos is worse. It's on the pyramid.
Yeah, Bombos is definitely worse.
So then I end up in Mire. I was going to Ice, and then I was like, oh god, I just can't go to Ice, so I have to go to Mire instead. But now I'm accidentally in Mire without the bow, which I forgot in Bombo's tablet, without Burna, which I forgot in Blind Cell, and without the Fire Rod, which I only realized later I needed from Skullwood. So I'm in Mire without all of those things, which would make Mire faster. And I was in dire straits. Anyway, I don't think even if I kill Vidi, I think I'm way behind. So I think the race was yours anyway, even before the Vidria's death. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy to play a mostly clean route. I saw you comment that you weren't going to get the boots, but I think you underestimate how bad I am at the GT climb without boots. I started playing rando after the advent of boot start modes, and like most of my GT, like I'd say like 95% of my GT climbs over NMG and rando have been with boots. So I'm much slower without them, so I figured I'd take the extra 30 seconds. I was going to get them either way.
I saw you dash through 3 enemies in G2, and I was like, oh, that was pretty slick. Actually, that makes the boots worth. But I was watching you in Ganon, right? And you know those Ganon dashes? They don't fill me with confidence, dude. You look so close to just hugging Ganon. I don't know.
If you're high enough, you can just like stand on him.
Actually. Oh, I see.
So it doesn't matter how slow you are, as long as you don't, like, obviously the higher you are, the smaller the margin is for how far you can carry your dash, but you're not as constrained by those iframes. But yeah, hopefully one of these my opponent will finish. I was
about to say your potential next opponents have already gentleman's agreement not to forfeit to you. So also maybe I'll be able to come a race where your opponent finishes.
Yeah, were you commenting last time as well, Wes?
Yes, I was.
Oh man, good dude.
I only realized when they joked about it. I was like, oh yeah, I was commenting that race.
Vortex, you're doing a good job cursing your opponents. I don't know what you're doing. But the voodoo doll over there you've got is working well.
It's weird because I don't I have definitely gotten lucky in that regard, but it's the competitor in me wants to show that I actually can put up a fight when my opponent finishes.
You had a
so-
clean run this time. I think this was well worth the win
Yeah.
for you anyway. Even if I didn't make a disaster because it was so you didn't do much wrong really. So
yeah, my Mire I was very happy with. I made the
Yeah.
decision to abandon Spooky and not try to get cute with it.
yeah, the Shoulder race was a different story, I think, especially with the ending.
Yeah.
But this one, you are well worth the win. Like you can feel good about this one, I think.
But yeah, GG's. And,
GG's. Time to
pretty
go
much-
watch Selgan Humbug.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So,
So yeah, we're
Later
going to
on.
be sending you over to Speed Gaming Prime. GG's to you two on the race. Let me just run the commands real quick here. Don't forget to follow the runners if you haven't already. Bot doesn't want to listen to me. Cool. Got him. All right. At any rate, we are probably going to be sending you over to Speed Gaming Prime for Zuggadison versus Humbug, which I believe is already underway. Thank you for joining us here for Speed Gaming Live 2022 action. I've been Westside Vandal. Thank you to Kianto for back-to-back tracking, and have a good rest of your day whenever it is, wherever you are. Later.